What's going on, guys? Kai Chen Chisholm here for 5 Reasons Sports, also known as Samurai Radio. Please make sure to follow me on my own YouTube and my Twitter at Samurai Radio. That is SAMURAIIRADIO. But it'll also be up for you guys on the screen and down below in the description, so it'll be easier for you guys to follow. So today we're going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins, and more so, that kind of sounded like the guy that said, I got a real problem with what the Miami Dolphins are doing. Sorry, now that's the Jets, actually. Kind of funny. Well, they were going to do the same thing. Back on topic. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins and not necessarily their game in the past week. You know, we kind of said that it would take a certain way for them to do what they wanted to do, and I actually predicted a win, so nice W. Shout out Lewis, because, you know, he predicted a loss, and on the pregame show, had to admit that he predicted the loss, and we won. But shout out to Lewis, my partner here on the postgame for the Dolphins. You guys can catch us on those post games, and make sure you do. They're not pretty much fun. They're a lot of fun to sit there and talk with you guys, even after the 2 losses we had, and especially after the win. And of course, guys, he post games, but anyway, and pre games. But anyways, so the Miami Dolphins had a very good game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it wasn't just on one side of the football, right? Like, they weren't just, okay, the offense is doing great, we're in a shootout, something that I honestly expected. You know, I expected them to be in a shootout, and I expected them to be in a situation where, okay, they're going to have to out-duel the stash, Gardner Minshew, in order to really win, because I didn't necessarily look at the Jaguars' defense as very great, although they had a couple of okay games. I mean, the game against the Titans, some of it's inexcusable, but they did have a good game against the Colts, who are now playing a lot better than they did before, and definitely a lot better than they did in week 1. Again, it's only week 3, overreaction Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, however you want to talk about it. Overreaction week every single day in the NFL. That's really what it is. But the Jaguars defense wasn't necessarily good or great, but it was still a little bit scary. You know, you have Josh Allen, you have Miles Jack, guys who can make a difference. First round pick CJ Henderson, although he got absolutely just, and one of my good friends, Eric, will, you know, get on me for this because, of course, I'm a Florida Gators fan. Sorry for everyone at I did work at for 3 years, though, so give me a little bit of a break there. But, you know, CJ Henderson thought he should have been a first-round pick. Of course, he was a first-round pick to the Jaguars. Got absolutely torched by Devontae Parker, which you expect. You know, he's a younger guy. But then also, I mean, that one pass that Jakeem Grant caught, it was just a horrid situation. But we're not a Jaguars channel. This is Dolphins talk. This is Dolphins situations, right? But they still had names, right? There was still situations where, okay, this offense is finally seeing some things, as, you know, Alfredo Ortega had pointed out multiple times on the pregame, postgame, you know, in general on 3IPC, that it's not as bad as it looks. The team wasn't playing as bad as we thought. There were still situations where it was like, okay, this can be something. This can still see something. We're getting going a little bit, right? And it was still like, okay, but it might need time. We might need some time for these adjustments. We might need something to happen, but give the Dolphins their credit. They just had an overall very good game. And even after we've digested everything, it's great to look at because of one of the things that I think is most important. And it's a little bit later down in the video, but it really is to its core so important. The offensive line is just playing so great. You know, the one of the main things that the Dolphins struggled for years, absolute years, has been the offensive line. And now, look, you went out, you got Ted Karras. He's been okay, hasn't been great. You went out and got Eric Flowers. For all intents and purposes, has been very good. Jesse Davis has really been that weak link, and he is the only guy that's a starter left over from last year's offensive line. You draft a guy in Solomon Kindley who's been playing outstanding, especially in the run game. I mean, the dude is an absolute just animal, absolute beast, has been playing awesome. And then Austin Jackson, I mean, there were so many people that looked at him as a project, the guy down the line. And as, you know, Alfredo Ortega pointed out in the postgame, he's 21 years old. 21 years old. He is a fresh 21-year-old as well. He was 20 before, or it might be 22. No, I'm pretty sure he's 21. I'm not even going to go back on myself on that one. He's 21 years old, and he's in a situation where he is the starting left tackle for the Miami Dolphins. And look, it's not like you're the Patriots or something like that, but he's playing a very important and vital role, and that's Ryan Fitzpatrick's blind side right now. That is a guy that you need to be there. And besides that one horrid penalty that happened in the Jaguars game, I mean, Miles Jack pulled his face mask. Come on, let's be real here. He has been very good. He's been very good. And with him being very good, that puts the Dolphins in a great position because the offensive line is gelling. The offensive line is gelling in a way where we are so lucky. I mean, really think about it. We're so lucky because now the run game's able to go. The pass game, he has time in the pocket. So it's really the receivers have to get open. And if they don't get open, you're seeing really like a coverage sack or Ryan Fitzpatrick getting out of the pocket and making plays. He's not getting sacked from behind. The ball is not like getting loose because he's getting sacked from behind into a fumble. You know, besides those 3 interceptions that he had against the Patriots, he's been playing okay. And obviously he had a pretty good game, but you didn't even see him need to throw that much, a topic that I think a lot of Dolphins fans will be very interested in. But the offensive line playing better is something that has been vital. I mean, so key to the Miami Dolphins game. And of course, it's only 1 win, but through all 3 games, they've just been very, very good. Finally, we saw the defensive line get something going. Andrew Van Ginkel you need to find somewhere for him to play. You need to find somewhere for him to play. Absolutely, you just have to. And his energy, him getting into the game, provided a spark for the Dolphins. He was able to make some plays. You know, Shaq Lawson got it going. And it was a situation where we didn't have to have Christian Wilkins be that guy like he was the first 2 games, causing a lot of pressure, doing a lot of things, you know, looking like the first round pick that we expect him to be, of course. And even on the offense side of the ball, just touch on it, Mike Gesicki didn't have to have a great game. He had 1 catch, 15 yards, a touchdown. That's it. So he didn't have to have a good game at all, which is perfect. You know, it was a great game, but I think looking into the Seahawks game, and I'll have a video hopefully that goes up that'll talk more in depth about things and reasons of how they're going to be able to do good in the Seahawks game. You know, the offensive line being a staple and giving the offense some time, the defense actually, you know, doing some things and making some plays is a really big boost for this team. And I think it's going to continue to show itself and excel throughout the season. Again, this is still the same statement. Off of 1 win, off of all this, don't expect this team to all of a sudden be a playoff contender, but it was a good win, and you saw the good signs come because in that situation, the Jaguars, we expected them to suck. And that was a situation where they were the inferior team, and you should have put the beat out on them that you did. So looking at all of that, we're going to have some other videos that come out this week, so expect to see a lot of me and everyone else here at the 5 Reasons Sports Network. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you've given the Dolphins content, the Inter Miami content, the Marlins content, the basketball with the Heat. It's been absolutely amazing, and we all appreciate it so much. So thank you guys so much again for 5 Reasons Sports. This has been Kai Chen Chisholm, and I will see you guys in the next video.